keep repeating what you use your
long as
second
I can
computer
remember.
for.
As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster. Did
I
you
just can't get
stop it?
enough.
Did you stop it? Then I started it?
Can't get enough of it. I didn't touch it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this finely tuned machine that is Geek Spot News.
I'm back, so everything's gonna be a little off.
Look,
off.
Jack's back. I'm back. We're back together. It's like Batman and Robin in with the nipples. It's like Batman and Robin with the nipple movie.
Is it? I didn't know.
It is.
I missed the memo.
It is. It is now. Thank you all for finding our Geek Spot, and go ahead, do the thing. I lost my whole.
I switched cameras. That's all. I
know.
just switched
I'm
cameras.
getting a second camera, and I'm going to do a multi-camera shoot one night.
Look, we're still celebrating.
What are we celebrating?
The day of your birth, Frank.
Oh, I thought it was.
It was yesterday. You're 29 years old.
I am 29 years old.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
First I want to hear about your time away before we get into my utterly depressing day yesterday.
There's so many concerts. My kids had 4 concerts in the span of 3 weeks. There was a high school vocal thing. There was a honors for middle school vocal thing. There was a regular middle school vocal thing, and then a regular middle school instrumental thing.
Jesus.
And then gigs, and then the wife was out of town. And Dom, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for filling my chair last week. Hell of a job. I listened to the podcast right after you guys finished up, and it was good stuff.
Hi, Charles. Hi to your mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Dom. I don't know what you're talking about, Eagles. I don't know what that means. The band did not play last night.
Jack. So I did all that stuff. So I was busy doing that. I was watching a lot of Doctor Who and things like that, and got 3 episodes of that we didn't get to talk about. I know you're a huge fan. Watched so many episodes. But Charles is excited to hear me talk about it. So I'm looking forward to that. And just keeping busy. Gigs, got 3 more coming up this weekend, doing all the holiday gigs. Went down to the city over the weekend with the boys.
Ooh.
And the girl, and did the Christmas Village thing.
It's always fun down there.
Yeah, no, it's so packed.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, because you're allowed down there now, so.
Yeah, I realized last time we went was like our second to last episode of Kid Talks, when I was doing that podcast with my kids.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And we had toured, done Christmas Village, and it was still, everybody was masked up. It was in 2020. So it was not quite as busy as it was.
I haven't been down there in a long time because I don't work down there anymore. So I don't work down there. Tavern on Broad closed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So how about you, man?
I am playing a lot of zombies in Call of Duty. Now, how ironic is it that all I do is shit on everything zombie related all the time, and here I can't get enough of this Call of Duty zombie mode, right?
I love it. It sounds like it totally makes sense.
All I'm doing is shooting them, so I mean, I'm not really interacting with them. We're not building new societies and then fighting with other humans and then building another society and fighting with more humans. We just fight zombies all the time. I did catch the rerun of a really awesome episode of Smallville.
Oh.
The one where where Clark and Lionel switch places.
Well, wasn't that for more than an episode?
Well, no, it was just season 4. Season 4, episode like 4 or 5, I think. I don't know.
I thought it lasted for a while.
Yeah, just that one episode. It's a fun episode, and I happened to cross it when I restarted season 4. So
wait a minute.
What?
So I asked you earlier, hey, did you finish upload?
No. So
You said no, slow burn. I've
I
been
have
watching
been.
it for a month. It's only 8 episodes that are 22 minutes each.
I know, and I've been. I have watched it slowly because I'm enjoying it.
I give you credit because I watched it fast and I still don't know what the hell was going on in the episode before each time.
I can't tell you what's going on now, but I'm enjoying the interaction of the characters.
It is so insanely edited that they're just like, I bet you're going to figure out that we just time
Yeah.
jumped again.
Yeah. That's a little bit of a problem.
There's a lot of that, and like it's very, very, very choppy edits. Like from one end of one episode to the beginning of the next, even it's like
I
2 weeks.
I
Surprise!
thought I missed something the first time from episode 1 to 2, I was like, "Wait, what happened?"
Oh, they do that every week. Every
Yeah,
episode
no,
does it.
I noticed. No, I
Yeah,
noticed.
it's great.
But as far as the birthday goes, I hate my birthday usually every year. The 50th was okay, but it happened during COVID, so we just kinda hung out and did a karaoke thing. I mean, my 25th. Last night's, birthday it was an interesting thing. Um, Ange FaceTimes me, and I decline. So Ange FaceTimes me again, and I decline. And then she texts me, she says, "Answer your fucking phone." Just like that.
Well, that's fair.
Right. So I answered it and I say, "What's up, Matt?" Because Matty Kaplan, our good friend Matty Kaplan,
Yeah.
he doesn't like to text you. He likes to call you. He's a caller.
Mm.
So we all like don't like to talk on the phone anymore because most people do it at work and it's just text me, you know? So that was a joke. But she says, "Go look out your front door." And what her and Ray had done was they had a cake. They dropped a cake off at my house, an ice cream cake.
Oh, that's so nice.
Right. And about a half an hour later, I get a text from our friend Jimmy Maziak. "Go look out your front door." Jimmy is one of the GMs at GoPuff. Jimmy went into my account and ordered me a bunch of my last orders.
Wow.
So it was some Cokes because he thought I was like, he thought he was giving me diabetes. It was like six or 7 cherry Cokes, but I usually order them because my mom drinks them. I don't like cherry Coke. And then there was like 5 pints of ice cream, and I was like, Jesus Christ. So it's all in the freezer.
That's something for you to do later on while you're killing
Oh
zombies.
no.
Well,
Listen,
that's very nice. That's wonderful friends you have.
It was really nice, and I got a lot of love on Facebook, and I get a lot of love every year. And for those of you that are actually in the chat and wished a happy birthday, thank you. I really appreciate it. And for those of you that didn't, you're dead to me until next year, and that's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's good.
No, but it was a weekend.
Yeah, I see. Charles had some fun this weekend too. I don't know if you saw that in the chat over there.
I see that he's at Steel City Con a lot, and it really feels like there's a Steel City Con every other weekend.
Well, look, there's a Philadelphia-ish Comic-Con every like quarter.
That's what it feels like.
And there's I
I
think 3 horror cons in Cherry Hill now. There was one like 2 weeks or over the weekend.
Yep.
But he got to meet the voice of Mario, and he got to meet Ted Raimi. Ted Raimi of
Chris Pratt was there?
Xena fame.
Chris Pratt was there?
The other voice of Mario.
Oh, the real
Mario's dad in that movie. How's that?
No, that's awesome.
And Ted Raimi of Xena and every Evil Dead or Sam Raimi property ever fame. Who's fantastic. He's always a blast.
Yeah. And as far as last night, I basically shut the Eagles game off in the third quarter. There was no way. It was just it wasn't fun. It wasn't a fun game. If you're a Cowboys cockroach in the area, it was probably a really fun game for you. It wasn't a fun game, but I didn't get the anger that everybody else got. Like the Facebook was oh my God.
Yeah, they are not a fan of your defensive coordinator on Facebook.
Nobody's a fan of him. I'm not a fan of the offensive coordinator either. But here's what I have to say to you: 62 days until pitchers and catchers.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see what Nola does.
Your town, your Philadelphia Flyers, they're in second place in the Metropolitan Division. How's that?
I saw that for the Flyers to win, the Eagles had to start losing, is what I heard.
Look,
and I'm glad we got rid of that one reliever from the Phillies.
Kimbrel?
Yeah.
Look, the Phillies The Phillies are never going to win a World Series in my lifetime because Philadelphia sold its soul for that Eagles Super Bowl. I am firmly convinced that that is the new Billy Penn. That's
Well,
it.
look, if they win out, they still win the NFC. So
I know. And right now they're sitting in 5th place, which is wonderful.
yeah,
Uh,
but if
I
they win out, they jump the Cowboys.
Right. Now, I would love to sit and talk sports for hours. I could do that. And I'll touch on what Dom said real fast. Juan Soto, the Yankees, that's fine. It's just more balls that get a hit over his head. The Yankees are great. Signed Soto or traded for Soto to finish in 3rd place. It's fine. I'm okay with it till they sign the Japanese pitcher. And the Otani contract, for those that aren't aware, he signed for 10 years, $700 million, which is on the surface an insane amount of money. But the ESPN report came out today, and I had seen other reports of deferment and whatnot, but nothing concrete. And that he's only actually making $2 million a year for the next 10 years. And then in that 10th year, that 600 million is due. So he'll make 100 million over like 10 years, and then he's going to get that 600 at the back end to leave the Dodgers able to be competitive and still sign free agents and
I
make
feel
it.
like that's a Mets deal to Bobby
It is.
Bonilla Day.
It absolutely. They're going to be paying Otani until I'm well in the grave. Let's. You know what? Instead of starting off with the news, go jump right into the Doctor Who stuff.
Gotcha. So
Charles asked, and I know you watched it, and you're a big fan. Give me
I
the
did.
Doctor.
So for anybody not familiar with where we're at with Doctor Who, as a generalization, so we just got through the Jodie Whittaker era last year, maybe the year before, um, which was a couple years of torture for most Doctor Who fans. And I'm not of the same belief that a lot of people were, where look, they went woke and they did this and the other thing. It was just bad writing. As evidenced by the 3 phenomenal episodes that Russell T Davies has brought back for the Doctor Who series. He brought back David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, the most popular Doctor, who reinvigorated the entire brand about 15 years ago when he came on.
He was after the Cobra Commander.
Yes,
Okay,
and pre Matt Smith.
gotcha. Go ahead. Sorry.
So when he came on, it was just like going right back to then when the Doctor was super fun, and just the way he embodies that character with this combination of intellect and passion and anger and fun and humor, like it's just everything's there. And and I can't remember her name right now, the actor, Catherine Tate. Catherine Tate
Yeah,
from The Office.
yeah, yeah.
She is Donna Noble, who was
Okay,
one of his companions back in the day. They brought her back for this 3-episode arc too, because the two of them are amazing together.
okay.
Um, and you get him back, and the Doctor is never in his 14 reincarnations or regenerations has never had the same face.
Right,
Because the original premise behind that was the original Doctor they cast way back in the days, William Hartnell, was old and
right,
started
right.
having health issues. So instead of canceling the show or recasting, they just created a regeneration so they could always have a new Doctor. Was how they got out of him passing away in the role, and instead they just ran with it for the next 60 years because this is the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who.
Okay.
So we got back Russell T Davies, who's the one that brought back Doctor Who back in 2005 to begin with. We got back David Tennant, the most popular Doctor, who survived a few regenerations of his own during his time frame. We brought back Catherine Tate. Phenomenal. We got an introduction in the first one of this character called the Meep, who'd been introduced in comic books before, and way back was a callback to episode back in the 70s, who was great. It was voiced by another British actress who was the herbology teacher in Harry Potter.
Okay.
You recognize her if you saw her.
Right.
But great there again as well, and just the way that they brought back the interaction between the characters. We got Donna had all this exposition off screen that she developed. You're not sure why the Doctor has the same face again. It's an overarching mystery that goes across all the 3 episodes. They bring back, all of the same issues everybody complained about during Jodie Whittaker's run and
Mhm.
Chris Chibnall's run, that as you've heard me talk before about some things, you know, when you beat me over the head with a cause during an episode instead of just making it a part of the story, that's not good writing. That's just being like, I want to talk about this cause
Right.
and this, right? And so this first episode gets into transgender, goes into all sorts of things regarding that, and just touches on it and makes it a real part of life within the story.
Oh, cool.
The grandmother in there is like, oh well, is it okay when I tell her she's pretty? Because I couldn't have told her that before.
Right.
When she was and it was like, how do you deal with it? And like that was like integral writing into the story, and that character chose to go from being named Jason, which the character in it, which is actually derivative of the word doctor.
Okay.
So and somewhat spoilers for it. Um, then chose to be Rose, who is a doctor companion as well, and has all these memories related to the doctor as does her mom, because her mom's mind was wiped. So
Right.
you get a lot of that. It all ties up in that first episode, and then Donna and the doctor leave. You get a second episode in this trilogy that they released, which is just old school Doctor Who horror movie on a spaceship with the Doctor, the companion, and who knows what's going on. They're at the edge of space, the edge of the universe, where there's nothing there and just them in this ship, and they got to figure out the mystery. Fantastic writing.
Okay.
Again, super fun, very tight cast. They released no previews of it, so nobody knew it was going to happen. It was like, oh my god, every Doctor ever is going to come back. Yeah, it's not Russell T Davies' bag, man. That's what the other guys keep doing.
Right.
But that one was amazing. At the end, you get Bernard Cribbs, who plays Donna's grandfather, who he and David Tennant were always incredible together. Just the way that they interacted. This was also Bernard Cribbs' last appearance because he passed away between when they filmed episode 2 and episode
Oh,
3.
okay.
But they referenced him over the years, ever since he was on the show back in 2008, 2009 with Donna Noble. They've
Right.
referenced that character repeatedly throughout the series. And to see him come back, even if it was just for a few minutes, and get to interact with Catherine Tate and David Tennant, was like so touching and so well done, that it was really brilliant the way they did it. And then they brought her out the third episode, which again, spoilers, just came out Saturday, which brought in Neil Patrick Harris as the Toymaker, which is a character from the original season of Doctor Who that they just brought back in for the 60th anniversary. Obviously, it was Neil Patrick Harris back then, but
Are you
bring
sure?
him in. Have brought back one of the other companions from back in the 80s at some point. Brought back the unit, which is their military organization that's run through the whole series as well. The Doctor Who comes in and out of,
Right.
and you get some really cool play back and forth with David Tennant and Neil Patrick Harris and their characters. Neil Patrick Harris is the Toymaker. All he wants to do is play games, but he's like an complete overpowered, omnipotent being that nobody can stop, nobody can do anything, but he follows the rules of the game. So like the climax is them playing a game of catch, and whoever loses the game of catch loses like control over the entire world or dies.
Oh, geez.
Like crazy stakes for like that.
Right.
Before that, they played a game of high card.
Okay.
Right, and it's like, well, he's going to cheat. It's his deck. No, he can't cheat, and it's literally just cut the deck. What card you got?
Holy shit, that's awesome.
But then the Doctor regenerates at the end of this because we knew it was going to happen before Christmas because there's Nudie Guada, who it was announced a few years ago.
Right.
But they didn't do a regular regeneration where one goes away and the next one comes in. They did what they called a bi-generation, which has never happened before. It's, they're like, oh my God, I thought it was a myth. Okay, whatever. So David Tennant is still a doctor running around
Okay.
now, but he's taken his time. He's just living with Donna Noble and her family in Cardiff in England, and
Right.
just hanging out, like recovering from all of the trauma they've heaped on the Doctor over the last billion years the Doctor's been alive.
And then there's a new one.
And there's a brand new Doctor who it seems like he's going to be a blast. He was in the episode
Okay.
for about 15 minutes. Seems phenomenal. Was super fun. Played it brilliantly. His first full show is going to be on Christmas.
Okay.
But they're trying to expand the universe like they did back in the 80s and early 2000s. They did Torchwood. They did this Adventures of Sarah Jane.
Right.
Looks like they're going to try and do that again with Russell T Davies, which he did before. and expand the universe out. So we might get some more one-offs with David Tennant. We might get a unit show where some of them pop in and out of, I think.
Right.
But it's owned by Disney Plus now. So like now they have all this extra money behind them,
We're
which you
due.
can tell because when they would show flashbacks, it's like, oh, well, look at that quality.
We're
And then it
due.
cuts back to now and it's in 4K with $1 million special effects.
Or do they?
We'll see.
That actually sounds pretty cool. I wish
But
I
it
were.
was,
I wish I was more into it.
yeah, it was a great run, and I'm really excited to see where they go from here. But again, it's smart writing
Right.
that draws you into the story that can touch on all these topics that all these other things get slammed for.
Smart writing. That would be
Yeah, look,
ideal in other mediums, wouldn't it?
it would be. I don't know that we see it anymore. But oh god, how many episodes total? Jesus, they're in the hundreds and
Yeah.
hundreds.
They
I
started
mean,
back in the '60s, right?
yeah, well, it's 60th anniversary is 2023, so it's
Yeah.
been around since '63. They're on the 14th Doctor. One of them didn't have a series, the War Doctor, but in the '80s were just kind of movies here and there
Yeah, I
when they did
remember.
it.
I
In the '90s, there
remember
wasn't really a Doctor.
Tom Baker. Yeah, and then like they took a break for most of the '90s, right? And then they came back
In
with
2005, when it got reinvigorated by Russell T Davies and Eccleston
Eccleston. Yeah,
and Billy Piper
and Billy Piper. Yes.
as Rose.
Yeah, I
Uh,
tried watching it. And I couldn't get into it with him. But I know that if I got past him and got to the next
yeah,
one,
Tennant's
it
so
would.
good.
It maybe
And
one
so is
day.
Matt Smith during the run with him when you get Amy Pond and Rory,
Yeah.
which is Arthur Darvill, who is Rip
Oh,
Hunter,
yeah.
and Karen Gillan.
I wish.
Karen Gillan.
I wish. I really, really, really wish the girl didn't leave the Doctor Who franchise for The Office because she helped ruin the last bit of The Office. But anyway, um,
Look, she is a big time stand up comedian and actress in Britain, like
I
huge.
look, man. They brought a big time stand up comedian. Well, not big time stand up comedian. They brought some big time people in there, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. I mean, that sounds like a lot. I wish that was something I actually wish that I had kind of dug in and plowed through.
I think you can jump right back in with the new one. I
I
think you'd be all right.
could probably jump in with the new one or just skip
Or
the Cobra Commander one and go from there.
just watch. Well, that's still a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
And look, there's not much bad stuff in the David Tennant run. There's hardly anything rough in the Matt Smith run. The Peter Capaldi run has one of my favorite episodes of television of all time.
I'm coming up on a Sons of Anarchy rewatch.
No,
So
don't do it. And then Jodie Whittaker, you can skip, but I think they're going to keep covering some of the Jodie Whittaker stuff. But it was a rough stretch.
yeah. That's oof.
But the current run, to answer Dom's question, I think the current run is probably in the around 100 episodes because they're shorter seasons because they're all BBC seasons.
Let me see if I
But if you go with the classic run, included, there's lost episodes, there's radio episodes, there's also audio books they put out for it. There's audio versions, there's cartoon episodes, there are comic books.
If you just Google how many episodes of Doctor Who, there are 874 episodes. But I'm assuming that covers a lot of just the stuff in the BBC that maybe we didn't get.
Well, no, you can get most of it. Most of it's around. Like there's
No, I
classic
mean,
Doctor Who you can
when
get.
it first came out, did it come out over here also?
Yes, it was on PBS.
Oh,
'Cause,
okay.
that's how you saw Tom Baker.
That's right. That's right.
I will say, however, most of those episodes are quick. They were
Okay.
like one episode was like 10 regular episodes of TV. Right?
Gotcha.
Because like the first season was 42 episodes, but really only 8 serials,
Okay.
which is of our regular episodes, it would have been 8 episodes, but it was 42 like 7-minute episodes.
Gotcha.
And that's how it was all the way up until the current season, which were all 13 episodes for the most part. And you're on series 15? No, series 13.
13, I think I saw.
So 13. So you have 100 and
That's a lot.
it's like 160, I would
That's
say, probably.
too bad. All right. Before we get to Dom's question, we're not going to touch on a lot of this, but just a couple of quick little points. The Game Awards were the other night, and Christopher Judge, who, for the gaming community, voices Kratos for God of War, and for the other nerd culture, was Teal'c in the Stargate SG-1 series that aired on Sci-Fi. He was also the bad guy in House Party 2, but that's not important. And I pulled that off the top of my head, by the way.
It's impressive.
Anyway,
That wasn't Zebo?
huh?
That wasn't Zebo?
No. He made a comment in his opening monologue that last year he gave an 8-minute speech, and he said that his 8-minute speech was longer than the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign this year. And oh boy, did those developers not like that comment. And even after he said it, he goes, "Well, that's another franchise I'll never work for." Absolutely hilarious and absolutely not that far off the mark. I still haven't even done the campaign. I think I did the first mission. From what I understand, it's incredibly short, and that was like a real deep shot at them.
Yeah.
The only thing that I really figure should be covered is the Game of the Year, which is the biggest award.
Which obviously was Spider-Man 2, right?
It was not Spider-Man 2, as I had
Oh.
said it was going to be all along. It was Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I will say that Spider-Man 2 got snubbed for every single thing it was nominated for, and that's sucky.
There's 9 awards it was up for.
It was, yeah. And it got snubbed for every single one of them. And I think that's a little bit of a travesty.
Yeah, I will say, I caught the recaps of the Game Awards and kind of some really harsh critiques at how they're run, and I haven't watched them probably since they were on G4.
Yeah.
But I will say, from a gaming standpoint, since we last talked, I think I hadn't beat Spider-Man yet, but I beat Spider-Man 2. I finally beat Jedi Survivor.
Don't talk about Spider-Man 2 because I'm still not there yet.
And then I beat Jedi Survivor, and then I just beat The Last of Us 2.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. You're firing up.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of games I had halfway finished, and my new TV allows me to actually see all of them.
Oh, how is that? How is Spider-Man on that TV?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's got this AI in it, the TV.
Oh, really?
So whatever you're playing or watching, it adapts your sound and picture to the best view that the game or show wants.
So what you're saying is I need to go get a new TV.
So like if I'm watching a movie, it'll be like, oh, this should be in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. Or if I'm watching an episode of Upload, it's like, oh, this should be in filmmaker mode. So it's exactly what they said it should be on the beginning of it. It's crazy.
One of that sounds kind of awesome. Now I want a new TV. One of the things that came out was Anthony Mackie came out on stage. They had a lot of celebrities just come out for no reason at all. But Anthony Mackie came out and said that after a successful season 1, Twisted Metal is officially renewed for season 2, but there's no other information on like when it's going to film, what time, when it's coming out. So that's definitely happening.
Well, I mean, it was renewed in the middle of the writer's strike, right?
Right. But they can now, there's a lot of stuff that happened that they're now saying officially.
Yeah. And he's got to finish filming Captain America, so.
He does.
And 17 other Marvel projects that may or may not get moved to 2029.
We can Kurt Russell has been chatty.
He has.
He's so
for no reason.
Well, it's Kurt Russell, and they're just trying to talk to anybody they can right now.
Well, he's in Monsters, the new show on Apple TV.
The Godzilla one?
Yeah.
Godzilla -1?
No, that's in the movie theaters.
Oh.
The other one.
I think the one that doesn't have anything to do with that Godzilla's not in?
No, he is a little bit, I think. But he and Wyatt Russell played the same character like decades apart.
Okay, that's cool.
Right?
So that's why they're talking to him. So one thing that he said was he made some kind of comment about how he would love to take on Marlon Brando and as Jor-El, and James Gunn came out the other day and was like, no, he's not the right fit for that role.
Yeah,
which is funny.
He's like, he's a little old to be a first-time father.
He is. He did say it's Big Trouble in Little China 2, or it was supposed to be either a sequel or it had Dwayne Johnson was involved in it. And it's like it's treading water. Kurt Russell basically said that if a script came out that was as good or better than the original, and they could convince John Carpenter to direct it, he'd come back. That I would like.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, though.
No, they're not gonna you're not
It's
gonna
Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. That's what I was trying to think.
that's the one.
It's
That's
the
like
number 1 show on Apple TV right now,
okay. Um,
which Ted Lasso
Star
is still number 4, so I don't know how much I believe they're
is it
right.
really?
Yeah.
Watch that. Um, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is beginning to film season 3. Filming should last about 6 months. The release is possibly holiday season 2024, but most likely it's going to come out in 2025. Season
Mm.
3 ended on or season 2 ended on a massive cliffhanger. Such a good show. If you haven't watched it, catch up. I have here in my little notes, Taylor Sheridan is an asshole. Look at the webpage. Taylor Sheridan is suing Cole Hauser
I saw this.
over his coffee company logo, making him the second show star he's conflicted with. He's filed a lawsuit against his star, one of his stars, over their similar looking cattle brand logos, claiming trademark infringement and false advertising. Why would you not just go to him privately and be like, yo, dude, what's up with this? Can we?
Apparently, that's not the first time
No.
he's, no, it's not the first time the 2 of them have gone up against each other.
I mean, he is just as big a part of that show as Kevin Costner is.
Oh, he's much
I
better in
would
it.
say he's more important because you could have had him longer. Now he's gonna wind up back in the Fast and the Furious franchise if you get rid of him.
He was in the Fast? No.
He was in Too Fast, Too Furious. He was the bad guy.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Oh,
Maybe.
he
I don't
doesn't.
know. I don't know where that is in the franchise.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not the second one, 'cause that was
No, it
Tokyo
is the
Drift.
second. It's technically the second one, the
Oh.
only one they made without Vin Diesel. It's the one with Eva Lopez and the first one where Ludacris and Tyrese show up.
No idea.
Yep, I know.
I
I
saw
suffered
the
through
first
it.
one.
I suffered through it because I had to complete it, okay?
Mhm.
Um, and that I mean, there's really no other, like, there's other news out there that's general, and I have a couple Marvel and DC things, but I wanted to get into these other things, but before we do that, I wanted Dom asked me last week when he was here, about your favorite sequel to a movie. What's your favorite? I don't even remember what I said. Dom will probably be able to remind me.
Um,
'Cause there's a lot of really good sequels on top of a lot of really bad sequels.
there are well, I mean, you just mentioned House Party 2, so I'm gonna assume that is your favorite sequel.
It actually was not.
Um, it's if I'm going ones with multiples, it'd have to be Infinity War.
Okay.
That is still my favorite Marvel movie.
Okay. Fair.
Um,
I think I said Godfather,
yeah, I never seen
Superman 2,
yeah, but, I mean, that's the
Back to the
strongest of the first 4, in my
Back to the
opinion.
Future.
2 is much worse than 1.
Yeah. Terminator 2 is right. That's right. Terminator 2 is one of the all-time good sequels.
That's the movie that got me in. I don't think I've seen the original Terminator still, but the "You Could Be Mine" video got me into Terminator 2. I was like, "I'm in."
Fair.
Um,
I know that Arnold Schwarzenegger said that he's been doing interviews. Everybody's doing interviews, but he's been doing interviews. And originally, when James Cameron gave him the line and he said, "I'll be back," Arnold was like, "I think that." Shut up, Tom. Arnold said. Arnold said that. Well, maybe it'll sound better if I say I will be back. And James Cameron called him over and said, basically, I don't tell you how to act. Don't tell me how to effing direct.
it's fair.
Right. No, I don't. No, it's not Avatar.
Did you see Avatar yet?
Not the second one. I refuse. It's on my
Oh.
refuse list. I'll watch
Oh, so, I mean,
Walking Dead before I watch
it
Avatar.
was fine. You know what's surprising? That you didn't put, like, Wrath of Khan.
I did. I did mention
you?
Wrath of Khan, yes,
Okay.
and I
Oh.
mentioned Empire Strikes Back. So yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to say. Like I said,
Really
I think of, like, the pop culture ones that we kinda cover on this show, it would have to be Infinity War for me.
Okay. Wait, which one was Infinity War the one where yeah, Infinity War is the one where Captain America shows up at the train station, right?
Yes.
That's such a badass scene. Might be one of my
That and when Thor comes to the big battle at the end with
yeah.
Rocket and Groot, oh my god.
I I like the end game end scene, the big battle, but I think Infinity War ended on a much I think Infinity War is a much better movie as a whole.
Y yes. I can rewatch Infinity War time and time and time and time and time again. Endgame Endgame takes it out of me to rewatch it as a movie because
I mean, I can watch it, but I have to go to certain like, I can skip through a lot of that.
I mean, look,
Clerks
Last
2 wasn't a
Crusade.
bad movie?
What's that?
Clerks 2? Pete, how you doing,
Is
Pete?
Oh, that is I above Clerks. I think that's the weakest of the 3.
Which one was Clerks 2?
The one where they Rosario Dawson and they start working at the fast food place.
See, I don't hate that one. There's a couple of really good scenes in it, but as a movie as a whole,
Yeah, but like, 1 and 3 are so strong though. But
oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that could be your favorite sequel for sure. It is
Uh,
a little subjective.
House Party 2 is definitely up there, though. What
Uh,
about Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo? Is that in your list anywhere?
I saw it in the drive-through. I think
Okay.
is that
What about the
date
Muppets? The Muppets Take Manhattan, wasn't that a sequel?
to the Great Muppet Caper. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
There's also a few Lord of the Rings that were pretty good.
I
I
I
think I
love
remember Charles chimed in with Evil Dead 2, and I will agree, but Evil Dead 2 is basically just a remake of the Evil Dead, because they had more money.
I prefer The Return of the King to the second one of those 3.
To the Twin Towers?
Yeah. I
Okay.
like The Return of the King better because a lot of it is because the whole thing culminates, but that end scene where Aragon's like, "Nobody kneels to you." I get choked up every time I watch that,
It's fair.
okay?
It just takes so long because
It
I
it
have to watch the extended cuts, and they're so long.
yeah, they are, but they're worth watching.
They are because you finally figure out where they got all the gifts that they wandered around with. Because for some reason, they cut that out of the regular movie, even though
Right,
it's like 2 chapters in the book.
right. Alright, Google dropped a bunch of top stuff.
Alright.
We're gonna go through the real fast, we're gonna go through the Google top trending movies of 2023 was revealed. This is what captured and sustained audiences' interest throughout the year. And of course, at this time of the year, all the lists start coming out of the top this and that, and I love my lists.
Yeah,
And
we'll have to get ours next week because the 2 weeks after that
yes,
are Christmas and New Year's.
yes.
It's a weird for our cycle. We might have to either do an off cycle at some point or we'll have to figure it out. But
Yeah. I
you
hate when Christmas falls on a Monday. Um, but the top trending movies in 2023 in no particular order are Barbie,
yeah,
Oppenheimer, Sound of Freedom, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which actually came out the year before, but still
yeah.
clipped this list. Guardians Volume 3, Super Mario, Creed 3, John Wick 4, which I haven't seen yet, Five Nights at Freddy, and Cocaine Bear.
I've seen like 3 of those things,
I have
maybe
seen
4. No, 4.
I
I've seen 4 of those.
I have seen Guardians,
Yep.
Creed. I've seen 2.
I saw
And I
Guardians, Super Mario,
and I
Everywhere, Everything, Everywhere. You still didn't see Everything Everywhere all at once?
no, and I regret seeing Creed
Dear God.
3, and I really don't wanna see Creed 4.
And
I'm
whatever
not
the last one was, I
about
saw
that.
Cocaine Bear. You saw Cocaine Bear, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
I thought I talked you into watching that. It's so good.
No, I forgot about it. I was
Oh my
going to
god,
watch
so much fun.
it.
I think it's getting a sequel. I hope
Yeah,
it's getting a
it
sequel.
is.
So much fun.
It is. It's gonna be, Heroin Moose or
I
something.
was gonna watch the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, but I had my toddler with me, and I decided that would not be the best thing for her to watch. Instead, she is
Wow.
hooked on the League of Superhero Pets now.
Nice, nice. So going with the Google top trend, the top trending TV shows of 2023,
Mm,
again, in no particular order. The Last of Us, which I've seen, uh, Ginny and Georgia, which I did not see,
it's fine. Season 3 is coming soon.
Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story,
I didn't even realize that came out.
Daisy Jones and the Six.
Yeah, it's kind of the Fleetwood Mac story.
Okay,
It was an Amazon show. It was on my list to watch. I didn't get around to it.
Wednesday.
That was last year.
Okay. Then that '90s show, I made it through 2 episodes.
Nope.
Yep, 2 episodes I
That's
was
on my
out.
refusal list.
Well, he's not in it.
He.
Mr. Masterson is not in it.
No, I know. No, it's on my
Oh,
refusal list because I don't need to see
oh,
them growing up.
understood. They're way better
Same
as
as I
adults.
didn't watch Fuller House because I was good.
Fair.
I didn't need to see what happened later on. It's
Um,
okay to not find out what happens to the people later,
I'm okay with that. Kaleidoscope?
which I think I still have saved on my to watch list, but I
Beef?
don't know what order to watch it in. So
Beef? I think I watched the first episode of Kaleidoscope, or one of the first I watched an
oh
episode
yeah.
of it.
Thief.
Not
What's Thief?
beef, beef, like beef jerky.
Beef. Oh yeah, I thought about it.
The Idol and The Fall of the House of Usher.
I don't think you can put the Idol on that list. It was slammed.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of big misses on there.
This is just according to Google, not me. I don't
I
know.
know, like The Rehearsal, the show with God damn it, what's his name? Steve Carell, The Patient. Oh my god, it was so good. Whatchamacallit season 2? The
This is
cooking
just
one,
this is
Jeremy
just
Allen White.
a trend thing. This wasn't even a now before I go to this other big long one, Dom's question here, what list is longer for Frank, watch or refusal? Refusal. Definitely refusal. Although the watch list is creeping up there.
No, your watch list is definitely longer than the list of things you refuse to watch. There's just a lot of things that you're getting to.
Yeah,
And
maybe
you're getting to list is the longest of all of the lists.
it possibly is.
Look, Smallville's not going to rewatch itself though.
We'll go to this one real fast. We're gonna go to the 51st Saturn Awards.
Oh,
And it's not the whole thing. I'm just gonna give a brief rundown of a couple of these. Best Science Fiction TV Series, Andor and The Mandalorian were nominated. Best New Genre Television Series, Andor.
was Andor this year?
No, but nothing was this year.
There was a lot that came out. There was a ton that came out this year. Just nobody could promote it.
Right. Best Actor in a Television Series, Diego Luna, Andor. This is not all of the nominees. This is just a bunch of the Star Wars stuff that's in here. Best Supporting Actress in a Television Series, Katie Sackhoff. Genevieve O'Reilly. Both of those are
Andor
nominated.
premiered September of 2022.
Right. Best Guest Star in a Television Series, Giancarlo Esposito, The Mandalorian, Andy Serkis, Andor. And Best
For
Animated
when?
Television Series or Special, Star Wars The Bad Batch. Lucasfilm
I
had
mean, this season
9.
of Bad Batch was great.
Yeah, it was. It was phenomenal. Lucasfilm has 9. Star Trek has no less than 14 nominations across the board, which I'm not going through all of those.
These are Golden Globe Awards?
These are the Saturn Awards. Now the Golden
Saturn
Globe,
Awards. That makes more sense. Okay. That's
the
I
Golden
missed
Globe-
that first part because I was still stuck up on your list.
Yes, the Golden Globe Awards will go through. We can bang through these. We could decide which ones we want to go. So Best Motion Picture Drama. That's the big one, right?
Yeah, for that last one though, I don't know that I would give anything for
Andor.
No, I mean Andor's great. I mean, I don't know when the Saturn Awards usually run. Maybe they're later this year because of the strike. But I would not give Giancarlo Esposito shit for this season of The Mandalorian. He didn't do anything.
Not in this season. He didn't. No.
He just broke the Darksaber, and that was it.
Yeah. Thanks, Giancarlo. All right. So for the 2024 Golden Globes, the categories are divided into awards for best dramas, best musical, or comedy categories. Best drama. We'll go, like I said, we'll go through a couple of these, not all of them.
Yeah.
We can split it up and do some this week, next week. Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Past Lives, Zone of Interest, Anatomy of a Fall. I can't see how Oppenheimer loses here.
Yeah, a lot of movies I didn't see. Well, look, Killers of the Flower Moon, though, you have a pretty good pedigree there.
Yeah, but
I mean, a lot of big time actors. Scorsese.
But Oppenheimer was, I mean,
it
haven't
was the
seen
most
it yet.
successful at the box office.
Yep. Best picture, musical, or comedy. I don't like that they put them all in one category.
Look, we can have a long discussion about where Barry fits if you'd like.
So for this one, it's Barbie, Poor Things, American Fiction, The Holdovers, May, December, and Air. I don't see Barbie losing that either.
Amazingly large number of movies that I've never even heard of that are nominated for stuff this year.
Is Air the one about Michael Jordan?
That sounds
Sneaker?
right.
That's such a
They
good
must have
movie.
they must have released it in theaters for like a minute, so it qualified
Yeah.
for awards.
Do those later. Do those later. So, okay. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama. Bradley Cooper in Maestro. Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer. Leonardo DiCaprio, Killers of the Flower Moon. Coleman Domingo, Rustin. Andrew Scott, all of Us Strangers, and Barry Keoghan in Saltburn. It's a pretty good category.
Second year in a row for Barry Keoghan. I'm gonna put that out for one of our own Eternals and the new Joker in the Batman movies.
I don't think Leonardo's going to get another one. I think they're going to give it. I think Cillian Murphy's going to get it.
Maybe. Look, I
Oh,
haven't seen Rustin yet, but I
okay.
know you're a huge fan of the Walking Dead universe, which I don't even think I got to talk about the Fear the Walking Dead finale. Did I? Did I? Maybe we on Tuesday I did.
No, you
When we did
didn't.
the Tuesday episode, I did.
Okay, yeah.
He's been fantastic on that show for 8 years. Like fantastic.
I'm sure.
And he's like an award-winning playwright and stage actor. So I'm intrigued to see how good he is in Rustin, where he could be a dark horse that comes out of nowhere on that. But again, a lot of the movies nominated for this stuff, like I've never even heard of.
No, and just because they're winning the Golden Globe doesn't mean they're going to win the Oscar, because Stallone won the Golden Globe that year, and everybody thought he was going to win the Oscar, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Best performance by an actress in a motion picture drama. Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. Carrie Mulligan, Maestro. Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall. Annette Bening, Naiad. Greta Lee, Past Lives, and Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. I don't know anything about that one. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Fantasia Barrino, The Color Purple. Jennifer Lawrence, No Hard Feelings.
Which
Natalie,
The Color Purple doesn't come out till next week. Like,
it's it. Natalie Portman, May, December. Alma Piosti, Fallen Leaves. Margot Robbie, Barbie, and Emma Stone, Poor Things. That's a packed category. There's a lot of big names in there.
If anybody got to see any of the movies, we should join SAG-AFTRA just so we get the screeners.
I would love to do that. I would love
so you can add them to your list to watch.
I would love that. We'll do the best. We'll do the supporting stuff and the television, and then we'll dip out of this.
Let's just do the best actor in comedy drama,
sure, musical or
comedy musical, and then we'll just hit the shows, and that's good. We don't need to hit support.
That's fine. Okay. Nicolas Cage, Dream Scenario. Timothy Chalamet, Wonka. Matt Damon, Air. Matt Damon was phenomenal in that. I'm sorry. Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers. Joaquin Phoenix, Beau is Afraid. Jeffrey Wright, American Fiction. Again, huge names in there.
Would you call Air a comedy musical?
No, neither. There is no. I mean, it's more of a drama.
Great. Just wanted to make sure.
There's no musical number whatsoever. There's no singing, and there's no comedy. Like, okay, there's a couple of like chuckle moments, but like every movie has a chuckle moment.
Yeah, like Barbie, you can give comedy musical.
Well, yeah, they do a whole dance number.
Yeah, because there's
and it's comedy.
Yeah.
What did you say? Not supporting right now? We can do that another time.
Yeah, let's just do the shows.
That category's ridiculous. All right, best television series drama. 1923, Paramount Plus. The Crown, Netflix. The Diplomat, Netflix. The Last of Us, HBO. The Morning Show, Apple TV Plus, and Succession, HBO. Do they give it to Succession in its final season? The Morning Show's won that a couple times, right?
How do you not give it to The Last of Us?
Look, that would be my pick because it's the only one I've seen. But
no, but I mean, just given how much hype there was around that show and how well received it was, I get Succession last season, but
I would love it.
But I mean, The Last of Us wasn't up against. Oh no, was it up against Succession at the Emmys? I don't think it was.
I'm not sure.
But I don't know. I don't know how you.
I don't know how you don't give that to The Last of Us.
Just for the one episode, God.
Right. Best television series, musical or comedy. The Bear, FX. Ted
Yep.
Lasso, Apple TV. Abbott Elementary, ABC. Jury Duty, Amazon Freevee. I don't know what that means.
That's it's released on both. Jury Duty
Oh, okay.
is I watched the first episode. I got to finish it still,
Okay.
but it's a reality show
Mhm.
for one guy. Everybody
Oh.
else is an actor who the guy gets called to jury duty, and
Oh,
the court and all of the rest of the jury are actors, and then they all
oh,
get sequestered. But like
nice.
James Marsden plays James Marsden, who
Oh,
also
okay.
gets called for jury duty,
That's hilarious.
and he's playing himself, and just like crazy shit ensues for the 4 episodes or for however many episodes it is. It's
That's good.
apparently it's very very good.
Only Murders in the Building, Hulu, and Barry, HBO.
Yeah, Barry, the the
I've
the opposite of a comedy or musical, by the way,
Okay.
for since season 1.
So Ted Lasso or Abbott Elementary, maybe, unless Jury Duty is.
It won't be. It'll be Abbott Elementary. But it should be Ted Lasso.
Do you want to do the actors TV series or just skip that
No,
until next time? Okay.
no, we can do that next time.
Yeah, that's all for that for now.
Yeah,
We'll
I somehow even with all this, well, I played video games during my free time to catch up on games, so I am definitely behind on all of these shows and movies that apparently I didn't know came out this past
Me
year.
too. All right, real quick MCU stuff, real fast. Daredevil Born Again. Vincent D'Onofrio says a series will be under the Marvel Spotlight banner, which focuses on character-driven stories. Pause. Shouldn't everything drive the characters? Shouldn't they all be character-driven?
Wait, but isn't Spotlight their new one where you don't have to watch anything before, like Echo?
Supposedly.
However, Echo is going to be a show you didn't need to watch anything except for it is directly spun out of Hawkeye. So
Correct.
cool.
But it's going to be before that.
No,
I
because
thought.
in the preview, Wilson Fisk has an eye patch in the trailer.
No. So Wilson Fisk is with her when she's young, though. Like they show
Yeah,
the
but
beginnings.
that's not what the show is. The whole
Oh,
thing, though, because in the trailer also has him with his eye patch from when she shot him in the eye at the end of Hawkeye. Spoilers for that show from 4 years ago.
Vincent D'Onofrio also has said the attention from the bosses in redeveloping the series has been deemed extraordinary. He said what they're doing, him and Charlie are so on board with it. It's going to be just like the Netflix series. It's going to
Great.
be
I can't wait to see 70-year-old Vincent D'Onofrio in Daredevil.
Spider-Verse 3 creators promise Miles Morales animated finale will beat your trilogy fears.
Great. Let's do it.
The
Put it out.
story is going in an exciting direction, promising a satisfying conclusion. Chris Miller also teases fans to expect an emotional experience similar to the previous films in the trilogy. Sounds good.
Sure. It needs to be shorter. That second movie's so long.
Another rumored actress to play Sue Storm. We've heard Vanessa Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have Jodie Comer.
Oh, Comer.
Sorry.
She was rumored like a couple years ago, though.
Yeah.
She'd be
She
better
basically
than
said
Vanessa
that
Kirby.
she says that anything she says is going to be read as a hint as to her involvement. So she doesn't know whether she's going to be cast or not.
Look, I would take her as Alicia Masters.
Okay.
If we wanted to go that route, she's from Killing Eve. I don't know if you know Jodie Comer at all.
I know her from Free Guy.
Okay, she was also Free Guy, yeah, but she was the star of Killing Eve.
Okay. And the last thing, the X-Men MCU's X-Men cartoon is getting a 4th season 2 before the show even debuts. So season 2 is already in the works.
Great. When season 1 come out? Yeah, that's the problem. I get how animation works, and it takes a long time. But I mean, let's be honest at this point, right? We heard the Spider-Man freshman class. X-Men 97 is expected to debut on January 3rd, 2024.
Okay, there you go.
Wait, that's from September. Oh, I bet that's not true anymore.
Oh, I don't think it is. And my final little MCU thing is just off the top of my head. Ryan Reynolds, if you haven't noticed, every other day there's a new Deadpool 3 leak. And Ryan Reynolds has basically said, we're shooting outside. We're doing practical things to lessen the CGI involvement in the movie, and therefore leaks are going to be possible. And he begged people, please don't leak anything. So what he has been doing, and I believe Hugh Jackman has started to do it as well, is they're releasing photos of Deadpool in every movie imaginable. They're just releasing a picture of Deadpool in Harry Potter. They're releasing a picture of Deadpool
Yeah.
in this movie, or they're bringing a star in a photoshopped picture to be with Deadpool. I don't want to see any more Deadpool leaks. I want to be surprised.
No, but somebody's got to get their paycheck, so or
So
their clicks.
so
All anybody cares about is clicks. They don't care about ruining story and content. They just care about getting clicks.
and real fast, two quick things on DC before we close out. James Gunn officially confirmed Nicholas Hoult will be playing Lex Luthor. We already knew this.
Yay!
And he has replaced Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. You know
It's fine.
who-
That was possibly the worst Maxwell Lord ever.
Well, do you know who he replaced him with?
Yeah, possibly the new worst Maxwell Lord ever.
His brother.
Yeah. Did you see Zachary Levi's comment on that?
I did not.
Well, I guess when your brother's in charge of the DC, you can get cast as whoever you decide you want to be.
He's not wrong, is he?
Well, there was an argument about the interviewer was asking Zachary Levi. So, hey, we see Jason Momoa, we see Sean Gunn being recast within the new DCU. What do you think about the chances of you getting recast in a different role, or is there somebody else you'd like to play? And he was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "What do you mean recast?" He's like, "Sean Gunn wasn't in DC. He's in Marvel stuff." And he's like, "No, he was Calendar Man and the Weasel and the Suicide Squad." And he's like, "Oh, well, yeah, but those are like side characters. That doesn't really count." I was like, he's also the voice of Weasel in the in the animated Creature Commandos, so he literally already has a role in the DCU. And he was like, Jason Momoa, I don't think he's actually gonna be Lobo. Like, is that, do you mean Lobo? What are you, what are you, what Shazam 2 was so good, guys. I'm like, oh my god.
No, it wasn't.
You got to watch the interview. It's hilarious.
Suicide Squad video game looks to be phenomenal.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It's all microtransactions. There's no storyline.
It's not. No,
it's gonna be trash.
One more thing from me. The
Blade video game looks interesting.
The day after video game was supposed to be this amazing open world zombie PvP PvE kind of a game. It was out for 4 days. The studio that made it shut its doors today.
I saw that
because of the scam that was this game. The player count went from 38,000 to like 1,000. It's
crazy.
It was horrible. So many glitches and bugs. They said, we don't have the money to fix this game. They scrubbed their website. They scrubbed their YouTube channel. They were a Russian company. They're gone.
It's amazing. Was it a free?
No, it was a $40 game that a lot of people bought. Steam might possibly give them money back for that, but otherwise, no.
Wow, that's crazy. Did you? I don't think you guys talked about the Blade game trailer that came out. Did you?
No, I totally forgot. I actually did not see that trailer because I was playing.
Do you think a Blade video game beats Blade to the movie theater?
100%.
Because I don't even know how long it's going to be. Right? We already had a Black Panther Captain America game announced last year. I have no idea when that's going to come out.
100%, because the only MCU movie we're getting in the next year is Deadpool. That's it. We're gonna have what, 2 series, maybe?
I think there'll be 3. I think we'll get Echo, we'll get X-Men 97, which may or may not matter. Okay. And we'll get Agatha.
That's right. They're filming that.
And I don't know. I saw Ironheart. I don't know if you guys talked about that. Ironheart's pushed again.
Yeah, I did. But it's complete.
It's been filmed for a year and a half already.
Yeah.
Done since Black Panther. Which is crazy to me that they keep pushing it. How bad is it? And can you just stop forcing things and filming them and then releasing crap? Film another season of Miss Marvel instead.
So when it comes out, the girl that plays Ironheart's going to be in her 30s.
Dude, you know that is my biggest pet peeve about all of these things. Is we gotta stop planning out 10 years and just make stuff now. Look, Harry Potter managed to pull it off. The kids got older, but cool. But everything else is brutal. with how much these guys are aging out. What if season 2 and Aquaman do come out the same day? So we'll be
Can
able to, but we'll have to figure out. Maybe we will do like a stop in between Christmas and New Year's to talk about What If season 2.
I'll
I'm
watch
sure
What
Frank
If
will watch it in real time.
I'll watch What If season 2. I really don't I'll wait for Aquaman to come out on the Plex. Um,
I'll go see it that week. I'll
maybe.
take my kids to go see it.
I pay for the thing, maybe I'll go over the holiday.
Yeah,
Although
you do go for free, don't you?
I don't have that much of a Christmas holiday since it's on a Monday and I have to go back into work the next day. Same thing with New Year's.
Yeah, yeah, you'll be okay.
Um,
There's this weekend before it.
I know. One last thing from me. If you haven't and you have the opportunity to go watch the Milli Vanilli documentary, please do. Oh my god.
You're obsessed with this thing.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I
And
won't.
it's
I'm gonna go watch
oh,
more Ink Masters probably,
I'm gonna go play zombies.
and maybe finally beat Marvel Midnight Suns.
Ooh, there
Be
you go.
my fourth game to rattle off this month. So, hey, as always, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tell a friend. Make sure you go hit like and subscribe on the YouTubes and the podcast places and all those things. Thanks for finding the Geek Spot with us.
Thanks,
And
guys.
nice to be back. We'll see you all again real soon.